Welcome in here, out there, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Woo! It is April 8th, and I hope you have finished your Christmas shopping. Because today was officially the last shopping day before tariffs on imported goods come into force at midnight tonight. So don't forget on Amazon to click 23-minute shipping. Obviously, no one is happy about what this is going to do to our ability to buy stuff, except for one group, husbands forced to sit on the little chair in the dressing room at Nordstrom Rack. You know their slogan, yeah, I like that one too. The tariffs are already hitting America right in the joystick because gamers were supposed to be able to order Nintendo's Switch 2 starting tomorrow, but now Nintendo has delayed Switch 2 pre-orders in the United States over the Trump tariffs. What? I need my Nintendo. What am I supposed to do without a new Mario game? Take a bunch of mushrooms and jump on turtles in real life? That's what got me banned from the petting zoo. With Trump's tariffs looming over the economy, today was a wild ride on Wall Street. By 10:28 this morning, the Dow had soared up 1,400 points. But by the end of the day, it was down 320 points, which led the AARP to issue the statement, "You should have retired at 10:28 this morning." Yeah. So, why the early excitement? Wall Street was all hopped up on the hopes that Trump might be willing to negotiate down tariffs. But will Trump actually do that? Yesterday he said yes, and also he said no.
You're talking about negotiations, and yet others in your administration are saying that these tariffs are actually permanent. What is the action?
Well, they can both be true.
No. You can't say it's temporary and it's permanent. That's like being asked to call heads or tails and saying, I call coin. But then around noon, the White House confirmed that they will be slapping a whopping 104% tariff on China at midnight tonight, and the market stepped on a rake and then fell down a mine shaft. 104% Chinese tariffs are going to make everything more expensive. iPhones, laptops, those wonderful knockoff toys you can find only at the gas station, like New Style Ninja Tortoise, Trayer Fomos, and my personal favorite, Special Man. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a bird. Special Man doesn't know how to fly. He can't. There he is. He's walking over here now. Naturally, China is not pleased. Last night, after these tariffs were proposed, their Ministry of Commerce said the U.S. threat to escalate tariffs on China is a mistake on top of a mistake. Coincidentally, it's also what it's called when Don Jr. gives Eric a piggyback ride. Thank you. The Ministry of Commerce, look! Call back from last night. The Ministry of Commerce of China also stated that China will never accept it. Oh no. Now we're in a trade war with China. Save us, Special Man! He's on the bus. He's taking the bus over. Now, a lot of people have been talking smack about a lot of these tariffs, but guess what, Buttercup? They're working. Because we just learned Zimbabwe became the first country to officially cave on Trump's tariffs. Oh, yeah. That must have been very exciting news for Donald Trump because it was definitely the first time he had ever heard of Zimbabwe. Folks, great news. We just got a great concession, a huge concession, really, from that little truck that cleans the ice at hockey games, the Zimbabwe. They drive that. That is, I tell you what, the economic road is rough. That's going to smooth things right over. In case you didn't know, Zimbabwe has a GDP of $35 billion a year. That's almost as big as the greater metropolitan area of Poughkeepsie, New York, which is, say it with me, the 6th largest economy in the state of New York. Why didn't you say it with me? Trump's team has been all over TV trying to sell his incoherent tariffs, especially Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, who went on the CBS Nation Face and explained that electronics factories are coming back to America with one small catch.
Remember, the army of millions and millions of human beings screwing in little screws to make iPhones, that kind of thing is going to come to America. It's going to be automated. It's really automated
jobs.
It's automated factories,
Wait a second. So your theory is we'll get our factories back, but they'll only have jobs for robots. So you'll be broke, but at least your Roomba can afford to send its kids to college. Think of the little Roombinos. We've also been hearing way too much from Trump's Treasury Secretary and sample body in the window at the mortuary, Scott Bessent. Bessent had a message for folks worried about the retirement accounts. No, you're not.
What is your message to Americans who want to retire right now and who've just seen their lifetime savings drop significantly?
I think that's a false narrative. Americans who want to retire right now, the Americans who have put away for years in their savings accounts, I think they don't look at the day-to-day fluctuations of what's happening.
Have you met seniors? The only thing they pay more attention to than their retirement savings is the weather where you live. Not all of Trump's advisors share his bright vision of a 19th century workhouse. Elon Musk needs Tesla parts from overseas, and he sells a lot of Teslas all over the world. So over the weekend, he made direct appeals to Trump to reverse the tariffs in an attempted intervention. Mr. President, when you tariff countries that make my audio parts, you hurt my money's feelings. And now I just why don't you put down the executive order and let's do drugs. Yesterday, Trump held an event. Trump held an event at the White House to honor the World Series champion LA Dodgers. He welcomed the champs with a heaping helping of word goulash. Here he is trying to talk about the team's record going into last year's postseason.
You entered the playoffs battered and bruised, but not broken. When you ran out the healthy arms, you ran out of really healthy. They had great arms, but they ran out. It's called sports. It's called baseball in particular, and pitchers, I guess you could say, in really particular.
His brain is out of here. Trump also compared hanging out with athletes to his usual crew of GOP toadies.
Max Muncy, I want to congratulate Max. Max. Come here, Max. His arms are very strong when I touch them. I'm used to shaking politicians and hitting their armors like Jell-O, and now it's like steel.
He's very strong. I tell you, these politicians, arms like Jell-O, head like a big pile of ice cream, eyes are two little Oreos, and the nose was an ice cream cone. Might be thinking of Cookie Puss. It's called sports. Of course, celebrating the Dodgers took time away from Trump's favorite pastime, celebrating himself. But he's got a big one coming up because he's reportedly planning a military parade through D.C. for his own 79th birthday. A military parade for a dictator's birthday. Johnny, tell America what they've won.
An all-expense-paid trip to a Supermax prison in exotic El Salvador. Donde está el habeas corpus? Plus, generations of dynastic rule by Don Jr., Don Jr. Jr., and Robo Eric. And a dinette set from Broy Hill. Broy Hill, we're out of dinette sets because they're made in China. Back to you, Steve.
Rolling the tanks down Pennsylvania Avenue reportedly will not come cheap. Experts estimate it will cost $92 million. Hello, Doge? Hello, Doge? Yes, I'd like to report some government inefficiency. Thanks. What's that? No, Elon, the hair plugs look great. No one can tell. I gotta, no, I gotta go. No, I don't want to have your baby. Thank you. There's also, I'm not ready to have a family. There's also a salacious scandal involving Secretary of the Interior and Count Chocula Esquire, Doug Burgum, because in an explosive expose, or explose, we learned this weekend that Doug Burgum demands that his staff bake him fresh cookies. Reportedly, Burgum likes chocolate chip, preferably fresh baked and still warm. Well, yeah, dude, that's what everyone likes. Something unique about me, I prefer ice cream before it melts, and I like sex that feels good on my penis. I'm quirky this way. I'm an oddball. Fresh baked cookie down there doesn't feel bad either. This is not merely an innocent request for baked goods. Apparently, political appointees in Burgum's office have been seen crying because of the demands placed on them, which has earned Burgum the nickname Doug the Diva. Okay, kind of a weak name for a diva. It's the lamest since Mariah Carey. We got a great show for you tonight. Woody Harrelson will take the Colbert questionnaire, and I'll be talking to best-selling author Michael Lewis. But when we come back, just meanwhile, y'all, join us, won't you?